We're back. Happy Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday, that's correct. The last day of summer, first day of autumn, on the same day. The autumnal equinox, of course, is at 12:20 this afternoon. Autumn will arrive, but summer's hanging on. Forecast details are coming up. It's Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday. Let's get right to the gist of it. Up for grabs today, a pair of tickets to the VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema. This is 2 passes to the VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema. I checked this morning. Playing at the Gateway this weekend is Shang-Chi, who must confront the past he thought he left behind when he was drawn into the web of the mysterious Ten Rings organization. That's playing. I think it's a comedy. And also Cry Macho, the new Clint Eastwood movie, which, of course, will just make you laugh out loud for an hour and 4 minutes. The VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema. You know the rules by now. First of all, because it's the VIP spot, no minors. So if you work in a mine, you can't. No, I mean, you have to be at least 21 to win these. So heads up on that. Again, it's a pair of tickets to go see any movie you want. You don't have to go this weekend. These tickets don't expire until next year. So if you want to wait for a movie that you really want to see at the VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema, courtesy of our friends at Sun Basin Theaters, you don't have to do them this weekend. You can use them anytime you want. So there you go. Winner at ncwlife.com. Winner at ncwlife.com. 1 entry per email address. If you have more than one email address, you can enter more than once, but you can't enter over and over and over and over and over and over and over again on the same email address. We check these things. You must be at least 21 to win these tickets. Employees of Solion Broadcasting, local telecommunications, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Eric. And of course, because it is tickets to the VIP spot, you must be a VIP. And if you don't enter, you can't win. You want to win a pair of tickets to go to the movies for free at the VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema? Winner at ncwlife.com. Deadline is 10 o'clock. Now, if you read the Facebook post on our NCW Life Facebook page, I did this post last night to remind people that today's Winning Wednesday. I also said I had a special bonus prize. I don't have one. So whoever wins will also get the opportunity to either get an NCW Life channel mousepad as an additional bonus prize, or a giant novelty oversized Q-tip. Your choice. Winner at ncwlife.com. Pair of tickets to go see any movie you want to go see at the VIP spot at the Gateway Cinema. Winner at ncwlife.com. Another reminder before this show is over. Bonnie Orr, my guest today. She always comes on the equinoxes and the solstices. Today is the equinox, and so Bonnie will give you your fall gardening tips. Lawn, garden, and plant care. The do's and don'ts from Bonnie Orr, and a segment that we taped yesterday up at the Community Education Garden at the west end of town. All right, let's get busy. We got a lot to get to. Let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras. Gorgeous sunrise this morning. I think so anyway. Sunrise this morning, 6:48. Sunset, 6:58. Sunset is now before 7 o'clock in the evening. 12 hours and 10 minutes of daylight. Just because it's the autumnal equinox doesn't mean it's exactly 12 and 12. It doesn't work out that way. But I believe on the actual autumnal equinox at 12:20 this afternoon, you can balance an egg. That's a fallacy, by the way. If you concentrate hard enough, you can do it on any day of the week. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley. Can't wait to see what some of the views we're going to have today are. Uriah, push a button. Let's see what happens. We're going up to the top of McNeil Canyon, looking out over Lake Chelan, and a gorgeous view there. There's the lake. You can make out the airport a little bit there to the right. Can't quite make out the butte, which is to the left. It's kind of off your screen because we have that zoomed in just a little bit. But we say good morning to Lake Chelan from our camera high atop a tower, high atop the top of McNeil Canyon, which was, of course, named after Bob Canyon. Camera number 3. Oh, Lake Wenatchee is looking good. A little hazy there from this. Of course, they still have the fire up on top of Nason Ridge, which has just kind of been smoldering away. It's in very inaccessible terrain and thick timber. It's just kind of just laying there. So it's giving you a little bit of haze, a little bit of fog at Lake Wenatchee. Fish Lake is off to your right. You can make out a little sliver of it, the Cater Glen Golf and Ski Resort at the bottom of your screen. Dirty face, bathed in sunlight. Good morning to Lake Wenatchee. Camera number 4. Omi Gardens chimes in. You can see the high clouds. We're going to have some high clouds this morning. They will be dissipating as the day progresses. And then we'll have be bathed in beautiful sunshine. We're talking maybe near record high temperatures on Saturday. We'll get to that in just a little bit. Good morning to Rocky Reach Dam and Lake Antioch. Okay, The only thing you need to worry about today from Mother Nature is going to be a little breezy, especially right here in those Cascade Gaps. You know about this. We've got a weak frontal system coming in. It's going to find its way through some of the hollers and canyons and gaps in the Cascade. Going to make things a little windy today to those places that are prone to wind, and you know what I'm talking about. Again, in the Cascade Gaps, out in the Columbia Basin, you're going to have a little bit of wind, breezy west-southwest winds, gusts up to 25, 30 miles an hour, possible. Those are gusts. Sustained winds will be more around 10 to 15 miles an hour, but it's going to be somewhat breezy today as this weak system comes in and comes out. It's coming in as we speak, then it's going to exit, which is why we have a few high clouds. So just a heads up, it's going to be a little on the windy side today. Hopefully it won't make any kind of fire issues any worse. So cloudy this morning, cloudy for the most part, late in the afternoon, 3, 4-ish, the clouds will be heading on out of here. We'll have a beautiful sunset tonight, 77 our forecast high, which is just a little bit above normal, 52 for the overnight low, 80 our forecast high on Thursday, Friday 83, Saturday 86. The record high on Saturday, September 25th, is 87 degrees. We'll be very close to a record high temperature on Saturday. Very sunny, very mild, really starting late this afternoon, going all the way through the weekend. Just a gorgeous weekend to welcome autumn. Then things will get a little cooler, a little more unsettled, and a few more clouds if the long-term computer models pan out. Starting on Monday and Tuesday, it'll start feeling more like autumn, but who's kidding who? Summer says, I like it. I'm sticking around. So outside of some clouds and some wind today, we're looking at some very nice weather Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Of course, the Autumn Leaf Festival is this weekend in Leavenworth, and the weather is going to be just about perfect. Although I must say, I haven't seen any of the trees starting to turn colors quite yet, but I also haven't been looking particularly hard. So maybe I need to do that. All right, 7 minutes after the hour, a quick 1 minute break, and then the news you need to know to start your Wednesday is coming up. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Kids are resilient. I just love their energy. They bounce back so quickly. I love the stories they tell. I love just their charisma, their character. I love to see that subtle smile that you pull out of a kid, you know, when you start talking with them about something they really like. I just love what I do, and I can't imagine I would be as happy doing anything else.
Country, land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, home of the lifetime warranty. That'll sure get you thinking.
Get ready for fall and winter with a new or used truck or SUV from North Central Washington's four-wheel drive headquarters, Pat Armstrong Ford Lincoln, on 3rd Street in East Wenatchee.
Land of Pat Armstrong, Ford Lincoln, you're in Ford Country.
High clouds, 54 degrees. We'll have clouds for the most part today. A little windy, but the clouds will be out of here by the time the sun goes down. Sunny and mild right through the first few days of autumn. It is 9 minutes after the hour. We'll begin with this. Authorities yesterday identified the woman who was found dead a couple of weeks ago east of the Stevens Pass summit. And authorities say that her homicide may be related to a vehicle found on fire that same day in Snohomish County. Callie Childers is the victim's name, 25 years old, from Marysville. She was found dead by homicidal violence on September 7th on the shoulder of Highway 2, 8 miles east of the pass at milepost 73. Investigators now say her car, a black 2013 Chrysler 200, was discovered burning on the Lowell-Snohomish River Road. That's just west of the town of Snohomish. Childers was last known to be living without housing in the Everett area. Authorities have not disclosed her precise cause of death. Anybody with information about Childers' death or her vehicle is asked to call the Chelan County Sheriff's tip line, 509-667-6845, 509-667-6845. An estimated 15 people have died so far this month from COVID-19 in the Wenatchee Valley. They have not yet been confirmed by a death certificate, but the Chelan-Douglas Health District says they account for local COVID patients who died while in treatment during September. That's the same number of COVID deaths recorded for all of the month of December. If this is confirmed, it would bring the local death toll to 114 people between the two counties. Confluence Health says an average of one patient is dying at Central Washington Hospital every other day, while it continues to care for large volumes of infection. 51 people were hospitalized at Confluence Health with COVID-19 as of Tuesday. Deaths and hospitalizations from COVID-19 are both at record highs in the Wenatchee Valley, as we just mentioned, but another number has also reached new highs: vaccination rates. On Monday, Chelan Douglas Health District Administrator Luke Davies told his Board of Health as the pandemic news seems to worsen, the two-county area has stepped up to get its shots to resist the virus.
Chelan County has bumped up in terms of their fourth in the state in terms of vaccine initiation. We were sitting around fifth or sixth, but there has been a large amount of vaccinations recently that have happened. Douglas County's moved up from 13th all the way up to 10th. And so to have our two counties be in the top 10 in vaccination rates in the state is really good. And so we're hoping to maintain this as we move forward. Our providers have been tireless in their treatment of patients and getting vaccine out. The staff for Chelan Douglas Health District has also been working really hard with our new mobile unit to make sure we get out in the community and get people vaccinated. We're still working out some of the kinks in our system, but our staff are doing a great job of making sure that we get out there as we move forward. So this is a pretty big feather in our cap. We're the top two counties in Eastern Washington and within the top 10 in the state, ahead of most of Western Washington as well. We saw an increase in uptake in the 20 to 34-year-olds a couple weeks ago. This was down below, I believe, 60%. And so you can see that it's percent of initiating, percent of fully vaccinated. This large gap means that people are still waiting for their second dose. So these groups, 16 to 19, 20 to 34, 35 to 49, we've seen a big increase in these age groups just within the last 2 months. And so some of them are waiting to get their second dose still. And we're working closely with them to make sure that our providers can do that as they move forward. You can see in Chelan County, specifically, 20 to 34-year-olds were lagging way behind the rest of the age groups. Now they've jumped ahead at 80.9% vaccination rate, which is puts that on par with where a lot of Seattle is. And we see 16 to 19-year-olds have also jumped up to about 66%. And then 12 to 15-year-olds are slowly but surely climbing behind the rest of them. And then Douglas County as well, we saw this rate jump down. It was down below 60% about 4 weeks ago. Now it's jumped above 71.9%. And so we can see that we are getting younger people vaccinated, especially as the Delta variant is so infectious and is making younger people sicker. We think that's created a significant motivation for a lot of the population.
Wenatchee Valley College has extended its deadline for its students to get the COVID-19 vaccination. Enrolled students now have until November 1st to get the shot. The college previously set a date of September 27th. Now, students who don't have medical or religious exemptions and aren't fully vaccinated by the deadline could be disenrolled from in-person classes or have a hold place on their registration for winter quarter. And now the most common COVID-19 vaccinations require 2 shots. So to be fully vaccinated by the November 1st deadline, all students would have to receive at least their first shot by the end of this month. And a quick heads up, if you're planning on traveling through the Tumwater Canyon this morning, you won't be. Starting in about 45 minutes, drivers on Highway 2 west of Leavenworth, you're going to be detoured today. The State Department of Transportation is going to close Tumwater Canyon from 8 this morning till 3 o'clock this afternoon. They're going to do some pre-winter maintenance. Motorists, you can still be able to travel to and from Stevens Pass, so you'll go through the Chumstick Highway, of course. So folks in Plain and Lake Wenatchee, you can expect some increased traffic there. Of course, large trucks are not allowed on the Chumstick. They're going to have to take Blewett Pass because of weight restrictions. That's the headlines. At 15 minutes after the hour, the news will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. Eric at the sports desk, Grant with the forecasting, and he delivers the news. And with the preview, here's Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan, and happy first day of fall. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, yes, it's fall, but our weather as we head into the upcoming weekend will be very summer-like. I'll let you know how warm we'll get in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom has last night's high school soccer and volleyball results from around the area, as well as the latest on the Mariners' playoff chase. That and all the day's news stories coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope you'll join us then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Don't forget, we'd love to hear from you. You got a news tip, you want to drop us a note, go to our Facebook page and drop us a note via Facebook Messenger. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our homepage, ncwlife.com. There's a Contact Us icon on the page. Just click on it and fill it out. When we come back, sports, including highlights from a big Mariner victory and an even bigger Eastmont girls soccer victory. And don't forget, it's Winning Wednesday. I'll fill you in again on what's up for grabs and how you can win. You're watching a Wednesday edition of Wake Up in Angie Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Come on, I'm a certified technician. I was trained to take good care of you.
9. I've only been to the dealer.
I've been coming here for years. These guys are great.
Look around. The BMW, the Jag, the Volvo, they're all waiting for regular service. Well, the BMW has a little computer issue, but that's nothing we can't handle. Come on in.
From regular maintenance to computer troubleshooting, trust the Global Car Care technicians with your import, diesel-powered, or domestic vehicle. Global Car Care. They speak your car's language.
Dankeschön.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
Sports, J.P. Crawford and Marco Gonzalez led the way. J.P. Crawford 3 hits. Marco Gonzalez pitched really well, and Seattle beat Oakland in Oakland, where there's no there. The final was 5-2. They got the first run of the ball game to tie it up in the second on a throwing error and a heads-up play by Jake Bowers.
This one just gets away barely. Here comes Bowers. He's on his way home, and he scores. We're tied on a ball that got away from Olsen by just a matter of inches.
And the Mariners took the lead that they would not give up with 3 runs in the 4th inning.
Tillamore, a drive out to left field. Canna can't make the catch. Kelnick is in. Fraley motors all the way around. He scores. Dylan Moore off the wall has put the Mariners in front with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. It's 3-1 Mariners.
Well, you mentioned it, Aaron. This time of the year, you could not let that triple go to waste, and Dylan's able to pick him up. He was right there to make that play, so a nice break for the Mariners. That'll be a double for Dylan Moore.
So the Mariners do cash in. On the ground and into center field, J.P. Crawford. He drives in Dylan Moore, and the Mariners extend the lead. It's 4-1.
And we've seen J.P. Crawford do this all year long. Just spray the ball around, make delivery Supermo. 103 on the exit velo. Beats the defense. That's a layup for him.
That was all the offense Marco Gonzalez needed. He pitched really well. His 9th victory, and he went 6 solid innings.
Swing and a miss. Marco's first strikeout of the night. It ends the bottom of the 1st. Tries to hold back, but can't help himself, and there is out number 2. Second strikeout for Marco. Oh, swinging after a high limb.
Not going to get a right-on-right matchup, I don't think.
Long run. France makes the catch. He covers the ground and puts a bow on 6 strong from Marco. His 3rd straight quality start.
J.P. Crawford added a homer in the top of the 9th inning, and again, the Mariners win a big one, 5-2. It's Seattle and Oakland again tonight, 6:40. Chris Flexen and Cole Irvin will pitch. To the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard, Yankees win. They beat the Rangers 7-1. I like that. The Astros and the Angels combined for 7 home runs, including Shohei Ohtani's 45th of the season. Houston beats L.A. 10-5 to the Les Schwab American League wildcard scoreboard. Red Sox beat the Mets 6-3. Toronto beat the Rays in St. Petersburg 4-2. So the Red Sox still lead the wildcard race by a game and a half over Toronto. Yankees are a half game back. Seattle and Oakland 3 games behind. Eastmont scored early and then often and then more. They beat Sunnyside on the pitch last night. The final was 9-0. Paige Fisher led the way, 5 goals. Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen had the call right here on the NCAA Live channel.
There's Liliana in the box now. The shot across, and that one ping pongs off the upright and into the net for the first tally of the contest. Bickford, the through ball. Good job by Flanagan staying on side. Waiting for it is Johnson, a little too long. Johnson, goal, Liliana Johnson makes it 2-0 Eastmont Wildcats.
Yeah, great pace by Eastmont, really getting up, switching point of attack quickly, and good run and good recognition by Kendall to find the open player there.
Bounces off Garcia, recovered by Eastmont. Flanagan, the through ball that time. Fisher into the box, Fisher! And it's 3-0 Eastmont. Back to Klinkenberg. Up the field for Flanagan, into the box, good ball! What a beautiful touch that time by Flanagan to connect, I believe, with Fisher. The clearing by the defense doesn't work, and another one-on-one, not a major problem that time for Kendall Flanagan. Flanagan and Johnson waiting and racing down the middle is Fisher. To her goes mano-a-mano time. Fisher, no doubt about it. Fisher now, good ball. She's onside. It is Flanagan, mano-a-mano time. Flanagan into the box, right-footed, left-footed. Which will it be? And it's a goal for Eastmont. The 7th tally of the game. Bauman, the goalkeeper for Eastmont now. Rosen. And there's the whistle that tells us that this one goes in the books with a victory for Eastmont over Sunnyside by a score of 9-0.
Lady Wildcats improved to 6-0 on the season. The other scores, courtesy of our friends at Les Schwab. Take a look at your winners. Wenatchee went down to West Valley and beat them on the pitch. Your other winners last night in girls soccer, Moses Lake, Sela, Cascade, Kashmir, Chelan, Omak, no problem over Lake Roosevelt. Manson knocked off Pateras. Huge upset in Yakima last night. West Valley has won all but one match over the last 2 years. Yesterday, Wenatchee went down to West Valley and they beat them in girls volleyball. That is very impressive. 3-2. Eastmont had another impressive victory as well down in Sunnyside in girls volleyball with a 3-2. Your other winners in girls volleyball from yesterday: Davis, Afreda, Manson, Brewster, Antioch, Elmira, Cooley, Heartline, Loggins, and Messina, and Moses Lake. Christian, a reminder, in volleyball, we'll have the Wildcats and the Panthers tomorrow at the Wenatchee High School Gymnasium. Eric Granstrom with the call, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock volleyball coming up tomorrow. And in the pool, by the way, yesterday, Eastmont pulled off the victory against Wenatchee at the Eastmont Aquatic Center, 137-49. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Wednesday, the 22nd day of September, the obscure holiday. Happy National Elephant Day. It's Elephant Appreciation Day, actually. We love elephants. Of course, elephants are the largest land mammal in the world. There are larger mammals than elephants, but they don't live on land. How do you tell different elephant species? It's all about the ears, apparently. I did not know that. Elephants have about 150,000 muscles in their trunk. I didn't know that. Elephants' skin is very thin, which is why they're constantly throwing water and mud on them, because it makes them, well, itchy all over. Elephants, full-grown elephants, have to eat 330 pounds of food every day just to stay alive. So they spend about 75% of their waking hours simply eating. Not surprisingly, elephants produce about a ton of you-know-what every week, which is actually good because it helps fertilize the soil. We love elephants. 96 elephants are killed in Africa every day. We can do better than that. We love elephants. Happy Elephant Appreciation Day today on this 22nd day of September. Today in history, September 22nd, 1776. I regret that I have but one life to lose for my country. Nathan Hale, America's first spy, hung by the British in New York City at the age of 21. The hanging took place in New York City. Nobody knows exactly where. There are 4 locations in New York City that all claim to be the place where Nathan Hale was hung for spying for the Americans. Nobody really knows where it's at. Nobody even knows where Nathan Hale's body is anymore. Nathan Hale, America's first spy, got caught, got hung in New York 245 years ago today. Happy birthday to the Office of the United States Postmaster General, established on this day 232 years ago. The Postmaster General was a cabinet post until 1971 when the United States Postal Service was established. By the way, in case you didn't know this, the President of the United States is the highest paid federal official. The second highest paid federal official is the Postmaster General. You would think the Vice President would be up there, but apparently not. Happy birthday to the Postmaster General. And on this date, Gerald Ford escaped assassination. Sarah Jane Moore tries to assassinate President Gerald Ford in downtown San Francisco. She was thwarted by the Secret Service and a private citizen by the name of Oliver Sipple. Here's how it was reported on ABC News.
The president is now on Air Force One, somewhere over the Midwest, a little more than an hour to go before he lands in Washington. Mr. Ford is all right. He had a close call in San Francisco earlier today when a 45-year-old woman, Sarah Moore, allegedly tried to shoot him. She will be arraigned in San Francisco within the hour in the attempted assassination. For details on what happened there, here is ABC White House correspondent Steve Bell.
It happened as the president was leaving the St. Francis Hotel after his last scheduled appearance. The president appeared stunned momentarily, but he was not hit. He was quickly pushed into a crouching position, into his limousine, and in moments the motorcade was underway, rushing away from the trouble area toward the airport.
The first shot that Sarah J. Moore fired missed President Ford by about 5 inches, went over his head, hit the doorway of the hotel that he just came out of. Standing next to Sarah J. Moore was 42-year-old Marine veteran Oliver Sipple, who heard the first shot, and right when Sarah J. Moore fired the second shot, he jumped in, grabbed her arm, deflected her arm. The shot ended up striking John Ludwig, a 42-year-old taxi driver who was wounded in a place where guys don't want to get shot. Sarah J. Moore went to prison. She was paroled 14 years ago. Oliver Sipple became a national celebrity, but Oliver Sipple was a closeted gay man, and he pleaded with the media not to out him as a homosexual. He said, my parents don't know about this. My family doesn't know about it. If they find out that I'm gay, they're going to disown me. But the media outed Oliver Sipple, and his parents disowned him. He died broke a few years later. Sad story there, but he saved the president's life. Birthdays at 28 minutes after the hour. Probably the most successful commissioner in professional sports history has got to be David Stern. He was the commissioner of the National Basketball Association from 1984 to 2014. 30 years, the longest tenure of any commissioner ever. 7 new teams joined the NBA during his tenure. 6 teams moved, including the Sonics. David Stern, born on this day in 1942, died a couple of years ago at the age of 77. And my favorite Japanese sumo wrestler, Yutka Yamaku, Yutaka, that guy is 28 years old. Okay, it's Winning Wednesday. It's Winning Wednesday. A pair of tickets to the VIP spot, the VIP. This is the adults only, 21 or over place where you can sit and drink and enjoy a cocktail at the Gateway Cinema. So again, it's winner at ncwlife.com, winner at ncwlife.com, 1 entry per email address. We do the drawing at 10 o'clock. You have to be at least 21 to enter. If you don't enter, you can't win. 1 entry per email address. I'll do the drawing at 10 o'clock, winner at ncwlife.com. A pair of tickets to see any movie you want at the VIP Lounge. It's the only way to go to do a movie now at the Gateway Cinema. Again, you can go this weekend. These don't expire until May of next year. You got lots of time to go to the movies. Thank you, Gateway. Bonnie Orr with Gardening Tips is coming up. You're watching Wake Up on Anchi Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Arctic Refrigeration and Heating has been serving North Central Washington since 1984, providing the finest Bryant systems for both your heating and cooling needs. Along with prompt and professional service for both your residential and commercial needs, they also offer service and maintenance on your gas fireplaces. As always, Arctic is available 24 hours a day for any of your emergency calls. Whatever it takes. Arctic Refrigeration and Heating, the temperature experts.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Hey, this is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, pizza, what a great food. Everybody, kids, old people, even liberals love pizza. I mean, succulent dough, rich spicy spaghetti gravy covered with mozzarella cheese. What could be better? But I got news for you. You don't put fruit on pizza. If you put pineapple on your food, call it a fruit cup a la mode, call it pineapple pie, call it any doggone friggin' you want to, but don't call it pizza. I mean, you don't just put tomato soup and American cheese on a piece of white bread and call it a taco, do you? No. So don't be an idiot. If it's got pineapple on it, it ain't pizza. Okay, that's settled. This is Mike, Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's not just my opinion, that's a fact.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up here. Lifetime warranty.
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
Ooh. You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Hey folks, Carrie here from Blueberry Hills, here to welcome you back to all the delights of both indoor and outdoor dining. As things continue to normalize, you can expect the same great experience that's made Blueberry Hills a true family favorite for the last 20 years. We've added a few new items to the menu, but not to worry, because we're still serving up your old favorites too. So come on out to Blueberry Hills, where people fall in love at the very first bite.
Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow. We have live bands to rock the night away, comedy to make you laugh, and if that's not enough, we have poker every Monday and Wednesday night. Club Crow in Cashmere has it all. Check out our Facebook event page for dates and times. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Cashmere, the coolest place in town.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I-dos to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. This lady always brings a smile to my face and a font of gardening and yard care information. It's that time of the year again. The autumnal equinox is upon us. Summer is done. Autumn is here. The do's and don'ts with Bonnie Orr. And the first thing we remind everybody, because we always do these on the solstices and the equinoxes, for the autumn solstice, You put your lawn and your garden to bed the proper way this time of the year. Come spring, it makes everything that much easier, doesn't it?
It does. Did you see the moon this morning?
Spectacular.
Spectacular.
Huge.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's because it's a full moon, because it has to do with the equinox. So, you know, I think that the fall is a busy season, more so even than spring, because if you do things right, then you don't have to worry about it. And I'm sort of going to, we're here in the Chelan Douglas Master Gardener's demonstration garden called the Community Education Garden.
And it's here for a reason, because you should come here to not only get ideas, but the people who maintain this know what they're doing.
Yeah, yeah. So, but this is the time to walk around your yard and take pictures. I've always talked about record keeping, and it's amazing when you look back, you know, when something ripens, when, you know, weather types of things, when a bird appears and disappears. But if you take pictures of your garden now, in January when you get those catalogs that are going to want you to buy all sorts of things, you, instead of going crazy, you have a picture of going, will that fit in there? Or, ooh, I really need to redo this. So it's time to redo some things. It's time to plant shrubs and trees.
And there's a specific reason for that.
Because the ground is still warm. You can do it until the ground is 40, and they don't have the heat to contend with.
And boy, and I've seen this everywhere in north central Washington as I've driven around. The heat really got to a lot of trees, didn't
well,
it?
You know, we have in this garden, well, anywhere where there were rocks, pavement.
Asphalt.
Asphalt, you know, anywhere, just scorched them. But those trees and shrubs are going to grow back. They just lost their current season's leaves, so don't chop the things down.
Okay, that's very important. We were at the Wenatchee Convention Center a couple of weeks ago, and they have the large kind of wall of trees, arborvitae, whatever it is, that blocks the parking lot from the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad tracks. It only acts as an aesthetic buffer, but also an acoustical buffer, and they all look like they were just
Well, look, I mean, it is really hot there in that space. Yes, no, I think that they will come back.
Good.
I could be wrong. It could be they forgot to water them too. I have no idea.
I don't know if they even, I think the water comes from Mother Nature, and we're in a drought. How are we doing
Mother
there?
Nature? Mother Nature has not provided us, Auntie. No. Oh my goodness. This is our 3rd year.
It concerns me a great deal.
Oh, me too. I mean, we have irrigation water and we have house water, but the sagebrush and bitterbrush and all of the native plants in the hills, this is tough going. But we maybe have 3 inches this year for the whole year.
A lot of people's yards, they're green grass. They couldn't water it enough to keep it green and going.
Well, you know, that had to do with we had that little hot spurt at the beginning of June, and then we had the really hot at the end of June. That little hot spot at the beginning of June caused the fescue to go dormant sooner, but then the hot part made it burn out. So a lot of people have spotches of dead because the fescue's gone. I do, and mine has mini clover in it now.
Can I fix it? Because I got that problem right now. I don't have a very big yard, but
you can spray. Yeah, this is the time of year to do it.
Okay. What else we need to know about lawn care? Just for almost everybody we know has at least a small yard. What are some of the things they need to know as we get deeper into autumn to make sure that their yard is going to make it through winter and get ready to go come spring?
Well, if you've been mowing at 3 inches, you know, toward the end of October, November, you should mow it a little bit shorter so you don't have it flopping down, so there's not a chance of snow mold if we have snow.
That's simple enough.
That's simple enough. It's not necessary to fertilize. But if your lawn has not been happy, and many lawns that were just on the edge of being really good, really took it this summer. So this could be a time to thatch for sure, or aerating.
You brought Little Red Riding Hood brought her little basket here for a little. Boy, some of these look sad and some look happy. What do you have here?
Okay, this is tomatoes.
I'll go ahead and hold them up.
Okay,
and I'll let
now
you
there
talk.
have not been very many tomatoes. It was way too hot for tomatoes to set. When it's over 89 degrees, the pollen dries up, and now it is too cold for them to. When it gets below 60 at night, they stop. Oh, it has been a hard tomato year.
Yeah.
And I'm just canning the first of my tomatoes. But what I wanted to talk about here is that these are not actually that sad. Okay, so We are going to be doing, okay, so this is a ripe tomato.
This one looks happy.
That one looks happy. And these are ripening, okay? They turn pinkish, and then they start to take on some color, okay? This is where they're taking on some color. Now, at this point, you can pick them and store them or put them on the kitchen counter or whatever, and they will ripen, because when the tomato has reached this stage, it has all of the flavor it's going to get.
Okay.
Isn't that just amazing? Most of the time we think that we have to wait till this, but the flavonoids are actually already completed.
Because they sell these at the supermarkets because they look aesthetically pleasing,
Right.
but they don't, basically it's water.
You know, and that's because they picked them at this stage, and and the flavor had not been developed.
Not a good year for,
Not a good year for tomatoes, but my figs were great. Oh my gosh, they love the hot weather.
What other, while we're on the subject, and then we're, by the way, again, as Bonnie mentioned, we're at the demonstration garden here at the intersection of Springwater and Western here in Wenatchee. Other fruits and vegetables that either had a really good year or not such a good year that you can remember off the top of your head from your garden?
No, everybody has said, oh, you want some cucumbers? You want some squash? I mean, those things just did. I mean, it was just the tomatoes that didn't do well.
Okay.
Okay. So, anyway, just because tomatoes are so fussy.
They are. You've mentioned that before.
Yeah. They are really, really fussy.
So, go ahead, please.
Things that you want to do before it gets really cold. And who knows when it's going to, I mean, it used to be it snowed on Halloween now.
Sure.
Now it gets cold for Thanksgiving. But sometime between now and then, you need to clean your pots that you used, that you started seedlings, or that you just have transplanted plants from. Do it now with a 10% solution of bleach, because when you want to do it in February, it is very, very cold. And you do not want to do this project in the house because you don't want to pour all the soil from the pot down the drain.
And this is also a good time to do all the maintenance on your garden tools, either your hand tools or your bigger tools.
Yes,
do it now.
Cleaning and sharpening. Sharpening particularly, yeah.
I made that mistake. I went to Stan's Mary Mart. I told Stans I wouldn't mention their name, so ignore that. And I bought a really nice, good, heavy pair of shears that you recommended, as a matter of fact. I didn't take care of them, and now I can't even get the darn things open. But I'm working on it. It was my bad. It was totally my bad. I went out and worked with them, and then what did I do? I just tossed them back in the drawer again without cleaning them or anything like that.
One of the things, it's not dirt like on a pruners, it is the sap. And so if you just soak those in soapy water, it'll do.
Okay.
It's dried sap.
It's a great tool. I just didn't take care of it.
Okay. Anyway, that's it. And people always say, I can't get my loppers sharp enough. Well, when's the last time you washed it? I wash mine pretty much every time I use it. Yeah.
It's kind of like dishes. When you're done eating, do the dishes now. Don't let them pile up in the sink. We're going to take a little walk-see. We're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to walk around the community education garden, because there's some things right here that are extremely pertinent to what you want to talk about for the autumnal growing season. We're not done yet.
No. I think, I have my carrots and my beets and everything, like, my fall garden, my spinaches.
So you ready to take a break, and then we'll take a hike?
Let's do that.
All right, we're talking to Bonnie Orr, and when we come back, we're going to take a little walk around the community education garden here in Wenatchee at the corner of Western and Springwater to talk about some more detailed things, what you need to know to get ready to put your garden to bed for the autumn and the winter. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family.
Campfire North Central Washington, serving youth ages 3 to 18. Register today in one of Campfire's programs. Club members meet regularly with volunteer leaders to learn responsibility, sharing, cooperation, and citizenship. When a child is involved in Campfire, they will be actively learning and engaged in activities, encouraged to learn new skills, feel a part of the group, learn to work in a team setting, participate in planning, goal setting, and making lasting memories.
We're back here at the Community Education Garden, which is a fantastic place to visit for all kinds of ideas on what you might want to do with your lawn and garden. It's got a whole plethora of plants that thrive here in the Pacific Northwest in this climate, or else they wouldn't be here. Back here with Bonnie Orr. Next on the agenda on the do's and don'ts for autumn is roses. Let's talk roses.
Roses are probably the most popular garden plant. It's just amazing.
Well, they're very hardy.
Oh, and there are so many different kinds. You know, there's shrub roses and there's climbers and there's just all sorts of roses. And right now, you aren't going to do anything, okay?
Well, this concludes this segment.
Yeah, there we go. Because you're going to enjoy, I think they're going to continue to bloom until the nights probably get in the 40s. And at that point, you could cut them to knee high, okay? We don't cut on this side of the mountains, we don't cut them lower than that because the chance of snow load breaking them. So we just go there.
And you can be pretty aggressive.
You can just to the knee high, and then you can take care of any kind of problems. And this little rose has had a whole season of being mildewy, and it's because it is being shaded. It doesn't get, you know, full sun like roses really want. So this one has bits more mildew. So I would probably cut off all of the leaves that have the mildew and put them in the trash, because you don't want to have those spores on the ground for next year. So that would be a good thing to do, you know, at this time. And
as we mentioned before, real quickly, roses are great because these things, you have to work harder to kill them than you'd have to make them alive.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the climbers, you really don't do anything with them except in the spring. If you have one of them that's wild and out of sight, you just cut it off to the base. If you do a whack, you know, halfway down, then all you do is get a profusion of branches that you don't want. So that's easy, isn't it?
Is it going to be obvious when it says, okay, this rose bush is done for the year? You're just going to know, it's going to tell you?
Well, there won't be any buds on it.
Okay, that's the simple thing. No buds, it's time to give it a haircut.
That's right.
Where are we off to?
We're going to go look at bulbs, because right now people are purchasing bulbs, and these are spring blooming bulbs, tulips, that type of thing. Well, one of the reasons that people have to replant bulbs is they don't plant them deep enough to start.
Let's go talk about that.
When our soils are too warm, they die.
We're on our way.
We're on our way, okay.
Well, we've walked about 15, 20 feet. I, for one, am winded, so we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to kill 3 birds with 1 stone here. First of all, we're going to talk about
lemon meringue. Isn't that a beauty? People love dahlias. I think here in the valley they grow really, really well, and people just absolutely love dahlias. And they're showy, you know, the big ones, the little ones, all the wonderful colors. These are summer bulbs that are not hardy, so they need to be dug.
Okay.
And they will be dug after a hard frost, maybe in November. And then I put mine in pet bedding. You know, I buy a cube of pet bedding, and I just put them in that. You can put them in sawdust, whatever, just so they don't dry out or mold. And then that keeps them in a garage where it will not freeze. So it will be time sometime at the end of October or November to dig these.
There is a sizable group of people who just love these flowers so much that they even have their own society.
Yes, they do.
That's how passionate they feel about these.
Here in town,
yeah.
You should interview some of those women. I mean, they're and men. I mean, they really are just crazed about it. And at the fair, there's always a big section of beautiful dahlia flowers.
And they've also done that at the Pybus Public Market. They've had their festival down there where they have the sale. Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's gorgeous. Talk about this lovely specimen.
Okay, this is an ornamental grass, and we love ornamental grasses. And one of the things that happens is that some people decide to you know, winterscape their yard by cutting everything down. And that, you should not be growing ornamental grasses. If you are in the need to have everything tidy and neat and flat for the winter, then do not grow ornamental grasses, because ornamental grasses, they have just now put out their seed pods, and these seed pods are so fabulous with little raindrops on them, with frost on them. The winter interest for these types of things is just tremendous. And so don't do anything until the last week of February, when you cut them off flat. And the reason you do that is you, at the end of February, you want to cut them before the new growth comes up, so you do not have, you don't trim off the ends of the grasses and have them look funny.
Well, nature itself is disorganized, and nature calls its own rules. So if you want perfection, you're in the wrong hobby anyway.
That's right. That's right. And you know, people who have lawn lust drive me crazy because they want it to look like a Scott's advertisement. You know.
Yeah.
You know, and so they pour lots of pesticides, lots of fertilizer, lots of water. That is going to go out of style as we go into this drought.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Directly in front of us, in fact, Uriah's going to do a long, slow pan, is a plant that's going to help our feathered friends.
That's right.
In the near future,
this
isn't
is
it?
a type of a rudbeckia, and it is like the echinaceas are another type of thing like that. And this one is a particularly nice one because it, many people buy Niger seed, which is a thing for for thistle feeders, and they call it thistle seed. It's not really thistle seed. This is a homegrown version. And what happens during the winter, you just leave it like that, and the birds, the little tiny birds that weigh, you know, a quarter of an ounce, an eighth of an ounce, they just sit right there on the top and pull the seeds out. It's just an absolute joy. It's a plant that everybody should have in their garden if they are feeding birds.
Well, while we're talking about that, let's talk about our feathered friends. They need a little help from us to get them through the winter like any other plant. What do we need to remember to keep our feathered friends happy?
Water.
Simple as that?
Clean water. Clean water, right. Because there's plenty of people who are feeding, but water is important. Have a little heater in the
right, and because they will do business in the water thing, so you got to be pretty diligent with that.
And you know, it's really important not to be feeding on the ground, because when they feed, when you have ground feeders and you have your feeder, they poop on the ground, and then that seed then can carry diseases and can kill the birds. So it's very important not to have a place where your feeder is spilling on the ground and the birds are eating on the ground.
Good tip. Good tip. Yeah. Where to next?
Where to next? We are going to look, I have to look at my thing here. We're going to look at some of the perennials. Okay?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Well, Bonnie, this is our last stop here at the Community Education Garden here at Springwater and Western, and this is a perfect example of what this garden is all about. A plethora of variety right here.
And this particular garden is a garden of perennials that attract pollinators and butterflies and hummingbirds too, okay? So this is the type of things you grow to attract wonderful things in your garden. But these plants get bigger and bigger, like the catmint, the one with the purple flowers that's hanging low, that can become a thug. It can get bigger and bigger. So this is the time of year to cut them. You can just dig right in, separate the plant out, give it to friends, find another place for it. If it is a really bad thug, you give it to people you don't like. But otherwise, this is the time of year, and you want to do it now because you want to do it before the ground is 40. And because the roots continue to grow, so in the same way you plant shrubs and trees, you want to have a chance for roots to grow. When you plant tulips and daffodils, you want to have a chance for the roots to grow, so that in the spring everybody pops up and is happy as can be.
Well, if you look carefully, you can see the bees are just having a field day today, aren't they?
You know, I have some of the pollinator type plants where my bushes, the plant actually vibrates. Because there are so many pollinators on it.
This is I could sit here and just soak this in all day.
Yes, it's really wonderful.
It's absolutely gorgeous. Have we covered everything? Is there anything else while I have you here, Bonnie, to get your lawn and garden ready to go?
I don't know. We just go out and enjoy the sunshine, okay? Because we certainly didn't enjoy the sun. This has been the windiest year, besides the fact that it's been hot. You know?
It has been windy. You mentioned that too.
Yeah.
It's been windier than I can remember.
Every day until this last week. We had rain. We had wind every single day since March. It's just odd. The new normal, whatever that means.
You know, I kind of like the old normal, but what do I know?
Yeah.
One last thing. The WSU Master Gardeners are great folks. They really know what they're talking about. If you have any questions at all, take a high-definition picture and email it to them, to their Gmail address.
Chelan, Master Gardeners, one word, @gmail.com.
They are the experts.
We are the experts.
Absolutely.
And we still have a couple of more weeks, I think, of being here on Thursday night from 4 to 7.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but otherwise, yes, we for sure, we always can get back to you.
Bonnie Orr, everybody, making her very first appearance, by the way, on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for taking your time out with us. We appreciate it. And happy gardening.
Happy gardening.
I will see you December 21st.
I hope so.
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge in Leavenworth has a warm environment to enhance your dining experience. Serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Crystal's Intimate Lounge is a wonderful place to relax and dine with beautiful views of the mountains. Do you have a special occasion coming up? Call Crystal's to reserve their event space. Whether your event is grand, intimate, or casual, Crystal's provides unforgettable food and superb service. Crystal's Restaurant and Lounge, proud to be serving fabulous food and drinks.
Think premium can't be capable? Think again. Introducing the first ever AT4 lineup. Premium and capable. That's professional grade from GMC.
All right, one more reminder about Winning Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday when we can, and by golly, courtesy of our friends at Sun Basin Theaters, I have a pair of tickets to the VIP spot. This is the 21 and over part of the Gateway Cinema Complex out there on Easy Street, where they actually will bring your cocktails and your food right to you. You can use this pair of passes to any movie you want playing at the VIP spot all the way until May of next year. You don't have to go this weekend, in other words. Winner at ncwlife.com is the email address. Winner at ncwlife.com. That's how you enter. You can enter more than once if you have more than one email address. It's one entry per email address. You can't enter over and over and over and over again on the same email address, though. We'll catch you on that. Don't forget, you have to be at least 21. You have to be a VIP. Employees of Solion Broadcasting, Local Telecommunications, and their immediate families are not eligible. Sorry, Alicia. And I will do the drawing at 10 o'clock, and I will notify the winner at 10 o'clock. And I'm also going to throw in an NCW Life Channel mouse pad and a giant novelty oversized Q-tip. To the forecast we go. Going to see some clouds today. Going to have some wind today. Don't worry about it, though. Clouds will be out of here. Wind will be dying down. Not a bad day. High of about 77. And then, boy, things are looking good for the first full day of autumn, which is tomorrow. Sunshine at 80 degrees. I kid you not. 55 with the overnight low. All of these temperatures today all the way through Monday. Above normal or normal high this time of the year. 75 degrees. So sunshine at 80 on Thursday. High pressure is going to set up. It's going to hang around for the rest of the week and into the weekend. You see that high on Saturday. Forecast high of 86 degrees. Our record high temperature on Saturday, September 25th, is 87 degrees. We'll be right up close to it on Saturday. Just a gorgeous way to start autumn. So again, a little cloudy, a little windy today. The high thin clouds will be departing as the day progresses. We'll have a beautiful sunset tonight at 6:58, and then sunny and mild Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, just in time for the Autumn Leaf Festival, and looking forward to it. All right, everybody have a fantabulous Wednesday. We will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.